Hello everyone, this is part 18 of What If Naruto Came Back to Claim His Family's Name, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. I still can't believe that those are your two kids, said Kushina as they sat back down in the living room. Yeah, I can't wait, said Sakura as she leaned into Naruto using his shoulder as her pillow, causing their parents to smile. Suddenly the door rang again. Just stay where you are, said Tsunade as she stood up and answered the door. You can let him go now, I will take full reasonability for him. Tsunade, who are you talking to? Asked Naruto as Tsunade walked back in with a blonde hair man. It was Naruto's uncle, Minato's brother Altair Namika's brother, said Altair softly as he looked at the ground. Slowly Minato stood up and walked toward his now almost 50-year-old brother. He stood looking at the man who had been in jail for the past 25 years. I am so sorry for what I did, I know that you can never forgive me. Suddenly Minato embraced his brother in a hug. I forgive you, little brother, he said in a whisper as the man started crying. Thank you, whispered Altair back as soon as they parted. Tsunade walked up. Altair Namika's, you were sentenced to life in prison for the extortion of a village under our protection during war. Also for leaving your command during said time of war, causing the death of the units under your command. You have served 25 years of said life sentence. You have shown remorse for said actions and as such I am editing your sentence. Editing my sentence? Asked Altair stunned. Yes, I am setting you free. You are now under house arrest for 2 years and a lifelong ban from the ninja corps or leaving the village. Also you cannot hold any place on the council or lead any clan, said Tsunade. You are free. Welcome home, uncle, said Naruto as he got up and hugged his crying uncle. Thank you, said Altair in between tears. I will have the Anbu bring over your books and other personal effects, said Tsunade. Thank you for everything, said Altair as he was led to a chair. Suddenly an idea popped into Naruto's mind. I'll be right back, said Naruto as he disappeared in a flash of light. He came back with a new form. Mom, I would like you to meet Rick Uzumaki, your brother's son. My god, he looks just like a little Kinma, said Kushina. Naruto, I know you explained it to me, but it is still weird to see my aunt, said Rick. You're telling me, when I's little brother was dating a nice girl named Ish, said Kushina. That my mom, said Rick. Now where is my idiot brother? Asked Kushina as Rick lowered his head. He's this year and mom's giving birth to my sister who's later, said Rick. I am so sorry, said Kushina, at least you had your cousin to talk to. No dad, though Naruto was a demon so he refused to take him in, no matter what my mom said Rick as Kushina's eyes twitched. I am so going to kick his ass for abounding my little boy, said Kushina. You may already have Kushina-kun, now sit down, said her husband. Well, I am afraid I must be going, said Rick as Naruto looked at him. Rick, this is your aunt, what is more important than that? Asked Naruto. Well, it's your parents, I don't really belong, and I have a date, said Rick as he blushed. Go, said Kushina as Rick disappeared. Rick had to run as fast as possible to get the clan gate. He knocked on the door only to see Kakashi standing there. Hello Rick, Hinura told me you were coming, said Kakashi as he opened the door. Hello Kakashi, said Rick as he stepped into the Harkit-gated compound. Kakashi, I have a question, weren't you trained by Naruto's dad? Yeah, why do you ask? Asked Kakashi. Because Sasuke used some jutsu to bring Naruto's and Sakura's parents back with 24 hours, said Rick as Kakashi's eyes widened. Minato-sensei is back? Asked Kakashi. Yeah, said Rick as Kakashi bolted toward the Namika's estate. He arrived with moments. He knocked on the door only to have Minato open the door. Minato-sensei? Asked Kakashi wide-eyed. Little Kakashi, is that you? Asked Minato. Yeah, it is me, said Kakashi. Suddenly Minato hugged his former student. Come on in Kakashi, said Minato as he led him in the room where he recognized everyone in the room. He looked at Naruto then back at Minato. How could I not have seen that they were father and son sooner? Asked Kakashi to himself. So little Kakashi, how are you doing? Asked Minato. Well, I am married now, said Kakashi. What, you little Kakashi married? Who is the luckily lady? Asked Kushina. Anko Mitarashi. Well, no, Anko Harkit, said Kakashi. I see, said Minato with a smile. Congratulations. It was one of the best 24 hours of Naruto's and Sakura's life. However, soon their 24 hours was almost up. Goodbye, son, said Kushina as she hugged her son and kissed her son. Minato was also hugging him. Remember, son, we love you. I will something the third told me before I became the Hokage. This village and everyone in it is your family. They may not be related to us by genetics, but we must all protect each other. Also take time to be with your true family. Don't let the Hokage work keep you away from your kids or wife. I won't, Dad, said Naruto as his eyes started to water. While Naruto was saying goodbye to his parents, Sakura was saying goodbye to her parents as well. Goodbye, my little cherry, said her father as he kissed her forehead. Goodbye, Dad, said Sakura, tears flowing from her eyes. Sakura, we love you, and it seems that you will have a wonderful life with the man who loves you just as much as you love him, said her mother as Sasuke spoke up. It is time, said Sasuke sadly. The four parents gathered together. I would say see you soon, but I hope we don't see you for a long time, said Minato before his wife slapped the back of his head. What this barker means is that we hope you two have a long happy life together, said Kushina. We love you, said all four of them as they faded from sight as Sakura started crying into Naruto's chest. Naruto's eyes filled with tears as well. While Naruto and Sakura were having their reunion, Kabuto stood in the underground base. Is it ready? Asked Kabuto. Yes, it is ready, said the sound ninja as the humans stood in the corner glaring at them. Good, then we move out in an hour, said Kabuto. You hear that, weapon? You're going to have some fun, said the sound ninja. Know this, I will kill you all for this, said the weapon as the sound ninja started laughing. I am afraid not. You may be the most powerful being on the earth, but you can't touch us with Kabuto's orders, said the sound ninja. I wonder why the old lady called us here, asked Naruto as he sat down in the chair. Tsunade stormed into the room followed by the lead mist ninja in the Leaf Village, Daiki Watanabe. So what are you going to do about this? Asked Daiki. What is going on? Asked Naruto. We got word from the Mizukage. Apparently most of clans along with sound ninjas are trying to take over the village, said Tsunade. Kabuto is leading the sound ninjas in an alliance with some of the clans. The Mizukage is asking for help from us. So what are we going to do? Asked Sakura. They are our alliance, we have to help, said Naruto. I agree, I have already called for 1 battalion of ninjas to get ready as soon as they are ready. You will take them to the Mist Village, said Tsunade looking at Naruto. Just then Shizune burst through the door. Lady Tsunade, another message from Mist, said Shizune as she handed the scroll to the Hokage. The Hokage's eyes scanned the page and with each line they got narrower. This is not good, said Tsunade. Daiki, I hate to tell you this, but your father and your family is and you and your sister are banned from your village. This is a message from the new Mizukage, Kabuto. He is telling us not to come, said Tsunade angry. So what are we going to do? We have to revenge my father, clan, my village, yelled Daiki. Daiki, we can't, we signed an alliance with the Mist Village, not a certain clan. We have to follow the wishes of the current Mizukage. However, I can offer you and your sister asylum in this village, said Tsunade as Daiki lowered his head. There has to be something you can do to help our people, said Daiki. I don't see how. This is an official message from the Mizukage, said Tsunade. So was the last one. We just say that we never got this message, said Naruto as Tsunade looked at him. You said it yourself, we need the mist on our side. Do you really think Kabuto is going to keep the peace? True, but as soon as our forces get there he will tell us to leave and we will have to leave, said Tsunade. That is where I have an idea, said Naruto. Just give me a chance to put it in place. Okay, then I am putting them under your command, said Tsunade as Sakura, Naruto and Daiki left. 2 hours later the Leaf Ninjas had gathered by the west gate. They were about to move out when Keiko walked up dressed in full battle gear. You're not going, said her brother Daiki. What, I am going, we have to free our village, yelled Keiko. Yes, but our clan must live on. If I want you to join the Leaf Village, said Daiki as Keiko's eyes widened. No, we are from the mist, said Keiko. Yes, we are from the mist, but I will rather see our village be destroyed than be used to wage a war that will destroy all the other nations. If that happens, you will all that is left of our village, said Daiki. I understand, brother, but do me two things, said Keiko. What? Come back and K the sob that ked dad, said Keiko. I can't make those promise, sister, said Daiki. We are ninjas, we do not know what will happen, so I can't make promises about warfare. But make me a promise, no matter what happens, be happy. I have never seen you as happy anywhere else as you are here. Most of the time around that Minuto Mori no boy. Keiko suddenly started blushing a bit as her brother laughed. I think that is the first time I have seen you blush, little sister. Blush? I don't blush, brother, said Keiko. That tough girl act may work with most but not with me, sis, said Daiki. Okay everyone, we are leaving, yelled Naruto, as everyone started running toward the mist village. Shino was a few hundred yards in front with his bugs scouting for traps. Naruto, Sakura, Kyubi, Daiki and Gyuchio were at the head of the group. Sasuke, Ino and Neji were in the middle. Taking up the rear was Shikamaru and Temari. So brother, why hasn't your mate joined us on this attack? Asked Gyuchio as the blue F-tailed ice demon fox ran right next to his brother, the nine-tailed fire demon fox. Sakura is with pups and I already lost some. I am not going to lose her again, said Kyubi. Understood, brother, said Gyuchio. Hey Daiki, Gyuchio, what is the land like around the mist village like? Asked Naruto. The village sits on a large island in the middle of a large lake. The lake is too big and rough for use to walk across using chaka. That means we will have to go across the mist bridge to get to the village. Normal we could take a boat, but they are all controlled by my village and I don't think we can sneak 150 ninjas aboard a single boat, said Daiki. Since the bridge is the only way across, they will have that locked down, right? Asked Naruto. Yes, said Daiki. Well, this just makes things more interesting, said Naruto as they kept up their march to the mist village. It took a day to reach the mist village. Soon they were at the entrance to the bridge that lead to the mist village. Lord Mizukage, said a sound ninja as he walked up to Kabuto, who was sitting behind a desk. Yes, said Kabuto. Leaf ninjas are at the entrance to the bridge, said the sound ninja. Well, go get my weapon ready, said Kabuto. Yes, my lord, said the ninja as he walked out. I will show the leaf today the true power of the new sound village, said Kabuto as the door opened again. Who are you? I am sorry to intrude, my lord. I am part of a trade group that wasn't allowed to trade in the mist village early, but I was wondering if I can open up shop here now, said the hooded man. I don't have the time to deal with this now, said Kabuto as he got out of the chair. I am sorry for taking up your time then, said the man as Kabuto pushed past him. Suddenly, without warning, the man dove a blade into the back of Kabuto's skull. Kabuto's eyes widened as another hidden blade shot out of his arm. Kabuto tried to use his healing ability but found out he couldn't. Don't even try to use your chakra. I put my blade into the part of your brain that controls chakra. Your healing abilities don't work now, and this is for the leaf and land of fire, said Rick as his blade dove into his heart. Blood ran out of his mouth as the blade moved from the heart to his sting his tea as Kabuto's eyes rolled over. Both blades came out of the body. Kabuto's blood covered the floor as the door opened again and two figures walked in. Intruder, yelled the sound ninja as Rick ran toward the window as a kunai was thrown at him. He jumped out of the window land just as the kunai hit him in the shoulder. What are you doing? Go after him, yelled the sound ninja at the weapon. I don't take orders from you, said the weapon as he grabbed the ninja by the tee. Since I forced to take orders from that useless ninja, but now he is I am free to do whatever I want. With that, the human weapon snapped the guy's end just as more sound and mist ninjas arrived. He threw the sound ninja to the floor. I will kill everyone in this village, starting with you all. Rick just kept running, jumping from rooftop to rooftop as screams filled the air. He looked behind him once just in time to see the Mizukage's office come crashing down. Rick hit on his radio as he ran. Rick to Naruto. Yeah, said Naruto's voice over the radio. The snake is I say again, the snake is said the Rick. Good work, we will make a distraction while you cross the bridge, said Naruto. I don't think that will be necessary, said Rick. They have their only problem, someone or something is king everything in sight. I am only a few steps ahead of it. What is King Everyone? Asked Naruto. I don't know and I don't intend to find out, said Rick as he reached the main gate and ran out along with most of the villagers who were trying to get out of the city. As the giant wall of black fire came sweeping out from the Mizakage office, destroying everything in its path. Soon the entire island started to shake and sink into the lake. Rick and some of the villagers reached Naruto and the Leaf Ninjas just as the entire island sank below the waves. It's gone, it's all gone, said Daiki as he looked where his village used to be. Sir, said one of the few mist ninjas left. What? Asked Daiki. Well sir, you're the only Jonin left. What are our orders? Said the Chunin as Daiki looked and saw he only had 24 or so ninja, all Chunin or Genin. With maybe 200 to 300 citizens. Is this all that made it? Asked Daiki. Yes sir, said the Chunin, we are all that made it out. Do you have any idea what did this? Asked Naruto. All I know is that Kabuto said he had a super weapon that would make all other nations tremble in fear. Said the Chunin, and that he was the only person who could control it. So when I killed him, I caused this weapon to kill everything, said Rick as Sakura was treating his wound. Rick, you had no idea that this would happen, said Sakura sensing that Rick would blame himself. So what are your orders? Asked a Chunin as Daiki lowered his head. Naruto, I ask for asylum for my people, my ninjas and my family, said Daiki in a low voice. Of course, said Naruto. So what about the village? Asked a Mist Genin as she looked out to where the village used to be. The Mist Village is no more. It and its dark history is now below the waves, said Daiki as they turned away from the lake where the village used to stand. Across the lake stood the human weapon as he looked as the Leaf Ninjas and the Mist Survives left. Keiko Watanabe, daughter of the late Mizukage, sat on a dock that went into a small lake. In her hand she held the shiny new leaf headband. All the Mist Ninjas had been given a leaf headband and it was up to them if they wanted to become Leaf Ninjas. All but her had made up their minds and joined the ranks of the Leaf. The Mist Villages had been giving free housing in one of the many apartment complexes, owned by Naruto's clan, in the village. The Leaf had taken them in and they were already finding jobs, even though the village was destroyed only a week ago. The territory the Mist Village used to control was now controlled by Konoha, Leaf Village, and Suna, Sand Village. The other nations had put up no argument about the Leaf and Sand assuming control over the land. They had heard about what the Kyuubi did to the Sound, Lighting and Rock invasion and they didn't want to cross it. Slowly he reached up to her forehead and took off her mist hand band. She held both of them, one in each hand. It is hard, said a voice from behind her. She turned around to see the same woman who was at the Chunin exams that seemed so long ago. You are Temari, right? Asked Keiko. Yes, and I know a little about what you're going through, said Temari as she sat next to the girl. How could you know anything about what I am going through? I was the daughter of the Mizukage, now my village is gone, my family is all but gone and now I will have give up being a mist ninja to become a leaf ninja if I want to stay a ninja. You may not have known this but I am the daughter of the former Kazakage. I had to make a choice to turn my back on my brothers, one of which is the current Kazakage and village, to marry the man I love who was leaf ninja, said Temari. The two villages are allied, so how could you turn your back on your village? Asked Keiko. Alliance don't last forever, however this one will last longer than normal because Gaara and Naruto are friends, but my kids or grandkids will fight against the Sand Village, maybe even king one of my brother's kids or grandkids, said Temari. In a way you're lucky any kids you have here won't fight against your former village. Only because my village is gone, said Keiko. True, but I ask, are you happier here or back at Mist Village? Asked Temari. How do you know so much about me? Asked Keiko. Your brother asked me to talk to you, he thought I would have a similar point of view, said Temari. Well, I don't want your help, so leave now, yelled Keiko. Okay then I'll leave, said Temari as she got up and left Keiko to think. Across town Hinura and Rick sat at a stand. Good work on the mission, Rick, I heard you did your job perfectly, said Hinura. Not perfectly because what I did destroyed an entire village, said Rick. Rick, I heard about Kabuto's super weapon. You had no idea that his weapon would go off and destroy the village. However, it's gone now, said Hinura. That's the problem, I don't think that he's gone, said Rick. You think a single person could destroy an entire island? Not even Naruto-sensei is that strong, said Hinura. I don't know that, but I am telling you that the chakra I felt was from a human, not a demon or some chakra weapon, said Rick. Well, whoever it was, he must be S now, said Hinura. We can only hope, Hinura-kun, said Rick as Kinkara walked past, back at the pound with Kiko. Go away, Temari, I don't want your help, said Keiko. I am not Temari, said a cold voice. Oh, it's you, said Keiko as Minuto sat down beside her. Why are you acting like a crybaby? Said Minuto. I am not acting like a crybaby, you jackass, said Keiko. Yeah, you are. You are crying over the fact that you are no longer special. You are no longer the daughter of the Mizukage who has to work alone in order to live up to what your father wanted. Instead, you are a normal ninja who can choose for herself, said Minuto as Keiko just looked at him. I once thought I had to live up to what my clan wanted of me. I grew up listening to stories about the Leaf Rock War and how I was supposed to live up to the greatness. However, I thought I had to do that by myself, but then I almost lost my ninja career. Then Sasuke-sensei taught me that a team is what allowed all those hero stories to happen. If you want, I could ask Hokage if you can be teamed up with Rick, Hinura and myself. Keiko just sat there for a little bit. Slowly she raised the leaf headband to her forehead and tighter it to her head. Thanks, I would rather be paired up with someone intelligent, but I guess you will have to do, said Kiko. Hey, you're helping me. I need someone to talk to besides those two morons, said Minuto, causing Keiko to laugh a little. True, those two are morons, said Keiko. Well, there won't be any more missions for a while. Sasuke-sensei's wedding is this coming Saturday, said Minuto. Would you like to go with me? Fine, why not? I have nothing better to do, said Kiko with a slight smile. In a tree watching was her brother Daiki, wearing his new leaf headband as well, a huge smile on his face. You're happy to see them together, aren't you? Said a voice from behind him. He turned around to see Sasuke standing a tree behind him. Yeah, I am. She deserves to be happy and he seems to make her smile, said Daiki. Yeah, Minuto may not be my family, but he is my student. He was walking a path similar to what I did. Keiko seems to make him happy and got him off that path, said Sasuke. So how are you settling in? Pretty good. The apartment is nothing compared to the Mizukage estate that she grew up in, but I liked it better. Simpler is better, and we are good on money. Our clan kept most of its money in a bank account in a natural village unlikely to be attacked, said Daiki. Well, that is good to hear that you are setting in fine, said Sasuke as Minuto stood up before helping Kiko up. They were forced to walk close together to get off the dock, but they kept together as they walked down the street. They look good together, don't they? Yeah, they do, said Daiki with a smile. A week later everything was ready. Sasuke, I have to say I have never seen you this nervous in my entire life, said Naruto as he kept messing with his black tie. Both of them were dressed in suits. The only real difference between their clothes was Sasuke's tie had the Uchiha sign on it. Because I have never been this nervous, you idiot, said Sasuke. You will be nervous on your wedding day as well, you idiot. Yeah, I will be, and you will be sitting where I am telling me not to worry, said Naruto with a grin. True, but your wedding is less than 50 people. This is the entire Yamanaka clan plus the Nara clan, and since Inoki is the council leader, the head of all the clans, are invited. Luckily Akamaiki declined to show, said Sasuke. This is a big wedding. Yeah, it took 100 of my shadow clones 2 hours just to set up the tables and chairs, said Naruto. However, it is a very nice setup. Yeah, it was Ino-chan idea to hold the wedding and the party in the park that sits between our two clan residents, said Sasuke as he sat down. He looked out the window to see that many people had already arrived. We are ready, said Shikamaru as he walked into the room wearing a suit matching Naruto's because he, along with Naruto and Ino's cousin, were the groomsman. Okay then, said Naruto as he stood up. You ready for this? As ready as I going to be, said Sasuke as they walked out as the music started playing. While Naruto was talking to Sasuke, Sakura stood helping Ino with her dress. I remember when I would do anything to be in your place, said Sakura. Well, sorry, but I have him, said Ino with a grin. No, you can have him. I have Naruto-kun, that is all I need, said Sakura. Well, at least until we have families of our own, said Ino. True, said Sakura. Well, forehead, what do you think of my dress? Asked Ino as she turned around. As Sakura sighed and rubbed her temples. This is the 1000th time you asked me, so once again you look great, said Sakura. Not as good as us in our dress, yelled Ina Sakura. Very true, I can't wait to see Naruto-kun's reaction to us in that dress, thought Sakura as Temari walked in wearing a red strapless dress that matched Sakura's and Ino's cousin, all three of them were the bridesmaid. We are ready, said Temari as they walked out to meet Ino's father before going down the alley. 2 hours and a lot of tears later, Ino Yamanaka was no more, instead she was Ino Uchiha. The two of them danced in the center of a dance floor that had been built in the park just for the party. They were in luck that the weather was beautiful with just right amount of cloud cover to stop direct sunlight all the time. They look so happy, said Tsunade as she sat next to Jiraiya watching as the newlyweds plus Sakura and Naruto along with so many others dance. Young love, so beautiful, said Jiraiya as he drank some more shake. I was thinking about writing my next book using Naruto and Sakura's story as a base, but then I would have to deal with both you and her casing after me wanting to K me. My god, you're actually thinking for a change, said Tsunade with a smile. As Sakura and Naruto came into their view, Sakura had her back up against Naruto's chest. Their hands were wrapped together. Naruto was kissing her and Sakura's eyes closed and she leaned her head back, giving more room for Naruto to kiss before they spun around and continued dancing. Tsunade just smiled at the sight of the two people she thought of as her kids looking so happy and in love. So what are you going to do? Naruto is going to be the Hokage, he can't be the Toad Sag or keep that spy network of yours intact. I have been thinking about that and I think I have a person in mind to take over the spy network and maybe even the Sag spot, said Jiraiya. Who? Asked Tsunade as Jiraiya looked toward two young Chunin who were dancing in the corner. It was Rick and Hinura. I can see where Rick would be a good replacement for you and I will allow it, but know this, you have to come back to the village at least once a month, and if you turn Rick into a pervert you'll have to answer to me and Sakura. Also of course you'll have to answer to Hinura and she will be harder than either me or Sakura. Why would I have to worry about a Chunin? Said Jiraiya. For two reasons: first, she loves him, second, I am going to train her so she will just as strong as I am, said Tsunade with a smirk as Jiraiya's eyes widened. I better not turn him into a pervert or else I will have to deal with three Tsunade and one is in love with the boy, thought Jiraiya. Still, this kid has great potential for undercover work. While this was going on, Minuto and Keiko sat at a table watching everyone dance. Those emotional fools, what is so great about dancing? Said Keiko as she sat there in a black dress. Minuto was dressed in an all-black suit. Just say it, you want to be out there, said Minuto as Keiko glared at him. I do not want to go out there, said Keiko. Come on, said Minuto as he stood up and held out his hand, which Keiko took as they both walked toward the dance floor. At the moment, Ino and Sasuke were in heaven as the sun started to go down. It was around 4 in the morning and for some reason and something woke Sasuke up. He put on some sweatpants and walked out of the door of his and Ino's bedroom and into the small garden. The full moon shone in the sky. He turned to look at the sleeping form of his young wife. He didn't know how long he just stood there looking at her. Suddenly he felt a cold wind blow across the inner courtyard, making all his hair stand on end and making his blood run cold. He knew he wasn't alone. He turned around only to see a dark figure standing on the roof across from him. The figure was just as tall as him. He was dressed in an all-black jacket with the collars going up to meet his jet black hair. The other details of his face were hidden showdown of a tree branch. Who are you? What are you doing here? Asked Sasuke. My, how bad our memory is, Sasuke, said the man in a cold monotone voice that made Sasuke's already cold blood turn into ice. I ask again, who are you? Said Sasuke as he backed up in order to be closer to protect Ino, who was still asleep. Protecting your wife? How honorable of you, said the man as he stepped into the moonlight. It can't be your said Sasuke as he grinned his teeth and activated his Sharingan. I am afraid you are mistaken, little brother, said the man that had stepped into the moonlight. His red Sharingan eyes meet his younger brother. Itachi X. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.